But when I pull up on Love Island, I would pull up on Love Island for sure.
Yeah.
I'd be like, y'all get your mind right. The stuff they be doing on that show, though, be crazy. I'm like, it's so disrespectfully good.
What's poppin', y'all, for Complex? I'm Jordan Rose, and today I am joined with singer, entrepreneur, and international superstar Ciara is in the building.
What's up, Jordan?
Ciara, how you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. It's an exciting time.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you here. We were just kind of talking about the running around that happens right before an album drops, but it's not lost on you despite having done this a few times already.
Yeah, no, it's the chaos never gets old, you know, and if there's a time where you like the chaos, the time is now.
I think what's so dope about your career is that you were able to accomplish so many massive things at such a young age, right? Where do you think the business savvy came from? Because you signed your first publishing deal at 15 years old. Where was your North Star in that regard early on?
I think it was in me, to be honest with you. I've always been very, I've always, like, you know, dreamed of being a boss. I was like, you know, before I became a singer, at one point I said I was going to be a lawyer. But that mind retention thing that lawyers have to do to remember every detail of a story, like, that ain't for you, girl. Mine ain't quite going to do that, you know. I'll remember the key parts, but I don't know how long we're going to keep telling the story in the right way, in order. But anyways, and then I also did hair. So I never really had a legit job growing up because I started so young with my career. But the way I made money in my neighborhood was I used to do hair. And so I said I was going to own hair salons. You know, I was going to do hair and I was going to own hair salons. That was my vision. But I always was a little girl dreaming big, you know, about running things. And so I would say it's innate. It's in me. And I just really tapped into my passion and curiosity surrounding being an entrepreneur. And yeah, that's kind of my story with all that part of my life.
And it's dope because even when you think about your early songwriting credits, you have like the joint with Fantasia, you wrote for the Proud Family movie.
Oh yeah.
You have all these different kinds of songs that you were writing, and then obviously it culminates in Goodies, your first hit and massive record that it's crazy to think you told the story, it almost went to Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Were there any other records of yours early on like that almost went to someone else but you were able to keep, or maybe that you lost and did go to someone else?
Yeah, what's funny because, and I also have to shout out Jazzy too, because Jazzy was a big force for me. I remember being around him and also John Tay Austin, writers like that too. I got to learn a lot, you know, as I was growing. But it's funny, I didn't know that my label was trying to take the Goodies record when it was all happening.
Yeah.
So Jazzy knew and the team knew, but they kept it from me. And then not too long ago, you know, Jazzy let me know the history behind the record. I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing is that I had to re-audition. So at the time, I got signed at Arista when I was 16. And then L.A. Reid and team ended up going to Universal. All of us artists that were signed under his label imprint at Arista had to go to Jive or RCA. And so Jive ended up being my route, but I had to re-audition because I wasn't known to the world.
Yeah.
So I had to re-audition again or do another showcase for Jive for them to see like where they were going to place me and if they were going to place me. And I knew this Goodies record is a game changer for me. Like, this is going to be the song that is going to be the proper way for me to introduce myself to the world. This record is going to be the jump for me. Like, it's going to be the jump off. Like, it's going to be the one. And I knew it. And so it was like holding a briefcase by my side. I'm like, I'm going to keep this record close because this is, like, that special. I almost feel like at one point in time it was floated around for another artist, too, trying to get the beat. But luckily, I held on to it. And then, you know, history was written with that moment, you know. And so... but it's crazy though. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I had no idea that was the case. So that was a really interesting fact. But it wasn't surprising to me because that's a common thing that happens in music. Yeah. You know?
How do you think you would have reacted if they would have told you about that earlier or when you were...
Oh, I would have been jumping up and down and yelling from the top of my lungs like, no way. I would have
Yeah.
fought for that record because I just knew it was special. And I also had significant writing participation on the record. Like, that record was my baby, you know? So it's like, hola, you ain't finna come up here and taking my baby like that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I definitely would have, CiCi would have come out for sure.
Real. And we're going to get to the difference between CiCi and Ciara.
Yeah.
But that story just shows me your eye for talent early in your music and even elsewhere in terms of who you were working with. It makes me think as we transition through the years, those were the early 2000s, even then in 2010, you knew Frank Ocean before he was Frank Ocean. On Ustream with him before he even had the stage name Frank Ocean. How did you two meet?
Lonnie Bro.
Lonnie,
Lonnie Bro. He used to walk around the studio with a backpack all the time.
Yeah.
We actually met through Tricky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so and I've known Tricky again since I was a baby, right? Back in the Red Zone days and et cetera. But Tricky was telling me about Frank. And at that time, Lonnie Bro, he's like, man, this artist is going to be amazing. And Tricky, I never told this, but Tricky gave me a disc of his music because he was like so excited about him.
Yeah.
And he, you know, obviously had, you know, introduced us to each other. And we would just hang all the time, like super cool.
Yeah.
And I had his CD and I would ride to the car because it had like all of like his mix. It was like a mixtape type of record. And I would ride to the car and jam out to it. I'm like, this music is so good. And Tricky told me don't play it for anybody, and I would play it for everybody. I'd be like, this artist is gonna be like the next big thing. Like, he's so dope. Like,
Yeah.
I knew it. Like, I knew it when I heard his records, and I just believed in him. I have another funny fact that I've never told, but I have to. And Frank will probably crack up if he sees this. Frank, wherever you are. I remember him, he was talking about a music video thing he wanted to do at that time. We were like hanging out, and he told me though, he was like, you know, one day you gotta meet my friends. He's like, my friends, they be turned up. Like, they be like, they be kind of wow, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know about meeting your friends. And his friends were Tyler the Creator and everybody else. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, I had no idea when he was describing them, but he was like, they be turned up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But in a cool way. He was super excited about his boys.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy, like, the history of, you know, Frank and I, and just, I knew it. I knew he was special. And I was just excited to, at that time, to like use my platform and share like what I thought was like greatness beside me at that time.
And you were right. And it's crazy even trying to think of you with Frank and the Odd Future, like that whole crew in like the 2010s, especially when they were all like up on that bubbling rise, like super excited kids.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Super cool.
Wow. So do you think that you have the power to bring Frank back into the studio?
Oh my gosh. I cannot. Don't put that on me because I can't be in control of none of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, Frank, where you at? No, but listen, Frank, I think the music that he has given us thus far has been so special. And, you know, whenever you decide, you know, the world is waiting. You know, CiCi definitely is waiting, you know, for that Frank heat. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're back in the studio. 6 years since your last studio album. Here we are, CiCi. What is the difference between CiCi and Ciara in terms of the persona?
Well, it's funny because, you know, CiCi, that's my nickname. You know, so it's really me. It's not like it's a whole new person, but there is an energy and there's a connection that comes to my nickname. You know, when someone calls me by my nickname, is personal. And my fans over the years, they'll be like, go CiCi, go CiCi, go. And whenever they do that, like, it get real stank. I start getting real little extra in the booty shake, you know, so everything starts turning up. So, you know, it's just, it's always been sweet, though, when I'm walking in the streets and somebody be like, hey, CiCi, I'm like, hey, girl. Like, it's really sweet and somewhat personal. And that's also my nickname my family gave me. So this era really is about me showing my gratitude to my fans. You know, I started out this project in the form of an EP, and I got to share that. And then as I went on tour with Missy and Busta and Timberland, and I got to do that. Then I kept making more music, and I was putting songs out. And then I'm like, why just keep putting them out individually? Like, let me just put all the songs I'm feeling good about, finish this project, and give it to my fans. Put a bow around it, and just simply say, like, let me not keep piecemealing the music for you. Let me give you this thing in completion. So that was my ultimate goal and how I wanted to deliver the music for my fans. And so, you know, now we're here. And it's crazy because I also had to remind myself I also had 2 babies along the way.
I was about to say, yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy town. Like, I'm like, I did all that. Like, it's a lot going on, you know.
Yeah.
But that's CiCi though, you know.
Right.
That's me. I'm an only child, so I think if anyone out there knows an only child, you never stop. You never stop dreaming. You're finding ways to entertain yourself and figure it out. But yeah, it was time for me to give it to my fans in full completion, and I'm so excited for the visuals.
How did you balance having those 2 kids while working on this project, while doing all these other things? How did you balance all of that?
Well, the thing is, we had 2 more kids, right?
Yeah.
We got the other 2 kids at the house,
Yeah.
plus the 2 that we're having. No, I mean, honestly, it's what I call organized chaos. Like, my world is always, it's nonstop, you know. I say I go from the stage to the classroom, and then from a classroom to a practice for Sienna's gymnastics or Future's baseball, or, you know, taking Amora to my gym class. Like, I mean, it's like nonstop. And then obviously Russ, I say I got my 4 precious babies, but Russ is my biggest baby, you know? So being there for him, you know, we just moved to New York. It's so much happening. Like, it's literally, all that I'm saying to you is like, it's every day.
Yeah.
Like, it does. So that's, I'm like, you know what? You got to give yourself grace. You know, you got to be committed to the things that matter to you in your life. And I'm committed to all these things in my life. And so that's how I find the energy, and I find the drive and the ways to figure it all out, because it's literally nonstop.
And so you know, there's power couples, then there's you and Russell, right? It's like where you're doing all these things. He's literally, of course, in a new franchise now, star quarterback. How do you 2 maintain routine while you're busy on tour making an album? He's busy preparing for a new season on a new team.
Yeah, we're really big on being intentional about our time together.
Yeah.
You know, we've always been big on having a date night every Friday, and sometimes that changes by way of the schedule, but our date nights, you looking like that, Future. Our date nights, he knows all about the date nights, because him and CiCi be like, are y'all going on a date night, or when? I'm like, yeah. Russ will be like, yeah, I'm taking your mom on a date, you know. But we've been really big on, you know, and having that, like, being intentional with our time, because you have to, you know. And so I would say that's big. Schedule crossing is huge. Luckily, his world is like structured.
Yeah.
So I can kind of like move around. Like, when I leave you today, we go and play the Patriots for the preseason game. So I mapped out my promo day to be able to do my work now. And I'll catch him before he leaves home, and then I get to go to the game.
Nice.
So like, I'm able to like form my world around his a bit more, and we just like to maximize our time. You know, we love being with each other. You know, we love, as we say, doing life together. You know, we do have a few businesses together, so it's a little bit of work and play when we're together. But we're very intentional about that, and so I would say that's a game changer. Being intentional together is huge. And then communication. Communication rules a nation. Like, it's the truest thing. Like, we over communicate, you know, and if we fall off on the communication tip, we kind of find our way back to like just being on track. And so ultimately, I think it's intentionality. It starts there.
Well, I saw that he commented after you posted your album that this new album, he wants another kid.
Oh, Lord, it's my Cinco.
Yeah, he talking about Cinco.
Man,
what do you think about that?
If it's up to us, it'd be Cinco, Seis, Siete, Ocho. Okay. I'm just like, okay, listen, do I want to have another little one day? For sure. Like, I definitely, I think it would be amazing if we could do it again, God willing. Only God knows the time, you know? But no, it's sweet. It's sweet. After I gave birth to Amora, our last baby, he was talking about Cinco literally like shortly after. I'm like,
hold on.
I just pushed out Amora. You talking about that? I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's sweet. It's cute.
Yeah.
I think God, like I said, God willing, I think we'll make it to 5 for sure. It's just a matter of when the timing is right.
Right.
Only God knows.
Well, you've written a children's book. Have you ever thought about writing like a self-help marital book, or because I feel like you would have some skills in that department?
You're so sweet. You know, listen, we're still figuring it out. You know, thank God it's 9 years and 10 years of being with each other. 9 years of marriage, 10 years of being with each other. But, you know, I think we got time to get to that kind of stuff. You know, we're still growing, and you know, when the time is right, maybe we'll do something like that.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, we got time. You know, we still we the
know.
youngins doing our thing. You know, figuring it out.
No, well, look, I also see a lot of people saying that you should be a host of Love Island because you also have experience putting together great couples and great relationships. Have you ever thought about that? If they reached out, like, would you host Love Island for them to help them out?
Listen, I would definitely be up in there like a Mama CiCi. I don't even know if I would be like a sister to everybody. I would be like a sister, but you know, sometimes I turn to a mama. You know, when you just want something to be right for someone, it's just your heart. You just want to help them out.
Yeah.
But when I pull up on Love Island, I would pull up on Love Island for sure.
Yeah.
I'd be like, y'all get your mind right. The stuff they be doing on that show though be crazy. I'm like, it's so disrespectfully good. No, I'd be like, why y'all making that girl go through this? But man, like, I can't wait to watch the episode tomorrow.
Right,
What's gonna happen next? I'd be like, babe, who you think she gonna be with? You think she gonna flip it? Like, I'll be all the way
Russell tapped in? Does he get some time?
I've dragged Russ into this thing with me, so he will indulge with me sometimes. He's so focused, like, on ball, you know. We have our fun moments, though, where we do get to crack up and just, like, watch something fun like that. And it's funny, like, especially when I get to ask him questions like, babe, what you think?
Yeah.
You know, and then he'll tell me what he thinks, and we just be cracking up. But it's just a good laugh, you know? It's good.
You know what's so funny? And that just reminded me, I was at Fanatics Fest, the Super Bowl party where you performed.
Oh, yeah.
And I was actually standing right next to him.
Aww.
And I have a video I'll show you afterwards of him recording you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's so supportive. Like, the whole set, like, sideways. I don't know why people be recording. Like, that's how you know it was love. Because he's holding the phone like this. And like this again, then like this. I'm like, you got to choose one.
He get all the right angles.
Yeah, he's getting all the right
angles. There he going to make sure we got options.
There it go.
He be on it. Honestly, I don't think there's anyone that shoots me better than him. Like, seriously, it's a cool feeling, especially as a girl, because you be like, you know, if you go somewhere, like, us girls, we want to get the shot. And I just be like, just hand the phone to Russ, because he's going to make me look right. He's going to make sure, you know, we sitting right. You know, he's really good with the camera.
Yeah.
It's good.
And how's it been back in New York? Because I know you have some family that are from New York.
Yeah.
You lived in New York for a short period of time before.
I've never lived here before.
Oh, you never lived here before?
I've never lived in New York.
Oh, wow.
You know, I've been here obviously over the years, and yes, my dad's from New York. He'd be like, from Harlem, 125th Street, he'd say. He loved saying that growing up. And all of his family's from here, but I've never lived here in the city, and this has honestly been really cool. It's different when you come to this place to live versus coming to perform and do work. Because now we also have the family aspect. So, you know, we also get to see life through the lens of our kids. Like, I've never paid as much attention as I do now to how many playgrounds there are here. Like, there's things that I see that I didn't see before. You know, they say you'll never eat at enough restaurants in a lifetime with all the options you have here in New York. And let me just tell you, Russ and I be chowing down. Like, talk about fun date nights, because you have so many options. And I love food.
I feel like this is partially like also the city of side quests. Speaking of side quests, I saw that you are making a cameo in Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yeah.
What can you say about what that experience has been like? Because I know you've had experience in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Early as All You've Got. I remember All You've Got.
Oh my gosh, you're going way back.
But this is obviously a new experience. So, like, what has this experience been like?
This has been, well, I just had a one-day moment on set at Devil Wears Prada, but it was pretty cool. When you get the phone call that someone says they want you to be in, you know, Devil Wears Prada, shout out to Jason Weinberg. You know, he told me, and I said, oh my gosh, like, absolutely. And being there with everyone, you know, Meryl and Stanley and Simone Ashley, she and I have been actually hanging a little bit, and she's so sweet. Just everyone. It was just an incredible experience, and I can't wait to see the film, because the scene we were doing was a pretty cool one, a pretty big moment. But, you know, it's always fun when you get to step on the set to make a film or to be a part of a film. Doing The Color Purple was pretty cool as well, and you know, I want to do more. I want to do more in film, so that's always fun.
Right. Well, right now we're, of course, on the eve of CiCi, and when this comes out, the album will be out.
Yeah.
So what do you hope people take away from this project after hearing it?
Man, I hope that people enjoy themselves. I hope that they feel a lot of joy. I hope they feel inspired to dance. Y'all know CiCi love to dance. And I want the world to dance. It's always important to me. You know, I hope that they know I put a lot of hard work into making this project, you know, be what it is, you know, down to the wire. Every little detail, you know, mattered to me, and it mattered for my fans, to feel like the work is properly completed. So, yeah, I hope that they can really get into it, man, and just vibe out, you know, have fun, rock with your girl, do more TikToks, all that good stuff, all the Instagram posts, all that stuff. It makes me smile and it makes me proud.
And, you know, you don't look it, but this is one of your last years in your 30s.
Oh my gosh! Why'd you do that?
No, but listen. I'm not trying to out you. Just look how I work it. Listen to how I can work it.
Let me see how you're gonna work it, Jordan. Let's see what you're gonna say.
You've done so much. What's been the biggest lesson you've learned in your 30s?
Oh man, the biggest lesson that I've learned, you know, I've always kind of believed this, but I think in my 30s I really started to understand it, is to run your race at your own pace. You know, I think that's kind of been my perspective. I don't know, I just feel more like the less you start to worry about things happening, the more they start to happen for you. So it's kind of like let things fall in place and just trust the process. Like your timing of when you're going to have your big moment or moments is going to be perfectly timed for you. So like just trust the process, keep doing the work, you know, keep your head down, do the work, and 1 + 1 will equal 3. And life is just showing me that. I swear it's the craziest thing when you know, worry less about things. Like, you know, it could be something financially. It could be, you know, how you want love to fall in place for your life. Although I did meet Russ when I was in my 20s. You know, and he did throw me the sweetest 30th birthday bash. But, you know, you start to trust the process more. And you start to understand, like, what's for you is going to be for you when it's supposed to. So I like the wisdom that I've gained. You know, I like where I am. And to be honest with you, it keeps getting better. So as much as I don't want to say the number that I'm about to turn.
And you don't have to.
I'm not. I'm not saying it till it gets here.
Real.
And when it gets here, I might call it something else. I like how life continues to get better. I do feel like there is a continual level up because the wisdom that you get, it's just crazy. Like, if I would advise anybody to do one thing, is use the wisdom that you gain from life's experiences. Because it tells us a lot. Like, now you don't really make as many mistakes as you really know much better. But you know, though, from having failed, you know from, like, maybe times you did get it right, but you get to learn from the things that were, like, so challenging along the way. So I like where I am, and I do think that so far, you know, I'm getting better with time. I still can hit the matrix. I still can go low to the flow. I still can pop it.
Yeah.
You know, I still can do all those things. And fully. So, you know, I like where I'm at.
Amazing. And I think everyone else does too.
Oh, thank you so much.
I am so happy to be able to talk with you. Is there anything that I left out? Is there anything else you want to tell the people?
You know, I just want to tell everybody, thank you guys so much for your support over the years. I don't think you'll ever know as a fan, you know, as an artist, you know, having fans that show up for you and show out for you and support your music, stream your music, especially as an independent artist. You know, it's a blessing, man. And go get that CiCi, baby. Turn it up one time.
CiCi, baby. Well, that's a perfect way to end it. Thank you so much again, Ciara, for your time.
Thank you.
I love this. And for Complex, I'm Jordan Rose. Peace.
Holla.